Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. I want to bring you a story out of Houston in the great state of Texas. And it's a cautionary tale about just relationships and really vetting who you deal with, either on a daily basis, in a personal relationship, or just by happenstance. You just have to really, unfortunately, like say, vet who you're dealing with. But anyway, this comes from the HarrisCountyDA.com, straight from the source. And it says, Houston man sentenced to 22 years in prison for killing a New Jersey man in Spring, Texas, which is, I think, right outside of Houston. Now, this was a sad case, but let's just get into it, okay? It says, start off with, it says James Ray Lane. Anybody with the middle name Ray, it's a good possibility that man has some killer tendencies. Anybody with three names, like James Earl Ray, Robert E. Lee, somebody just with three names, with Ray or Lee in their middle name, be kind of cautionary. But anyway, James Ray Lane, 24, pled guilty to murder for gunning down Gregory L. Moore while he was visiting Houston on June 28, 2021. Lane underwent a pre-sentence investigation over the past 2 months, and his punishment of 22 years in prison was decided by a judge after a day-long hearing. Now, I like that description and the way this article goes because it kind of gives you details of how the judicial system works. A lot of times crimes are committed against people we know, our loved ones, and we, rightfully so, harass and hound the investigators, the police department, the DA, because we want details. And we want things to move fast. I mean, if our loved one was taken fast or a crime was, happened to them, we want swift justice. Happened to us, we want swift justice. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. It's a process, and you gotta think about it. Just because your family member gets deleted or something happens to you, unfortunately, we're not the only victims. There's going to be other people. There are hundreds, thousands of victims who you just got to get in line. And I ain't never been to no criminal court. I've been to, family court, child support court, or what have you. And the dockets be full. And especially the first part of the day with cases going like every 15, every 30 minutes, like bam, 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 bam. So there's always someone in the courtroom. So if you think about these crimes like this, it's no different. So like I say, you see that there was like an investigation for like 2 months. Well, this crime happened like 2 years ago. But anyway, let's continue. A Houston man was sentenced Monday to 22 years in prison after pleading guilty earlier this year to murder in a fatal shooting in Spring. Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg announced, quote, "This was a planned and premeditated attack on an unsuspecting visitor to Houston, and there have to be consequences," Ogg said, or maybe Og. I say Ogg, like egg with an O. "We were ready and willing to go to trial and seek justice in this case when the defendant opted to ask the judge to decide punishment, and that's his choice." Well, most likely this guy had a public defender, and that public defender pretty much told him, look, if you take this to trial, just with the evidence that we have, you're going to get life, maybe the death penalty. You might want to plead and throw yourself upon the mercy of the court, and hopefully the judge will look out for you. And that's basically what it sounds like what happened here. James Ray Lane, 24, pleaded guilty to murder on August 17th for gunning down Gregory L. Moore on June 28, 2021. Lane underwent a pre-sentence investigation during the past 2 months, and his punishment was decided by a judge after a day-long hearing Monday. So probably the pre-sentence investigation probably just went over his life history. If he, been in jail or been in trouble with the law, any violence, just any kind of crimes. Just if he's probably been a part of the judicial system over his life in his life. Moore, a New Jersey father of 3 who was single at the time of his death, was staying at an Airbnb in Spring with 3 friends who came to Houston on vacation. Now, he came in the summertime. He came in June from New Jersey. Woo, man, coming to Houston. That time of the year, man, June, you talking about it's hot. Well, it gets hotter in July, but still, you know, the humidity's starting to kick up. Temps are starting to kick up, and you decide, I guess I don't know, is it cold in New Jersey in June? I don't know, but you decided to go to Houston. But hey, I can't blame them. You know, much as us, you know, folks in Dallas and in Houston, how we got our little clashes. You know, shout out to the Texas Rangers for winning the World Series. Yeah. You know, Houston, I know, is a hot spot for fun and excitement, especially in the summertime when these young ladies are wearing little or nothing and got these sundresses on. During the weekend of the shooting, they went to multiple clubs and restaurants and met several women with whom they exchanged phone numbers. And you know how you do when you're young. You're going out to kick it. You're going to different cities, different towns. Hell, you might even go to the other side of town. Going to clubs and you kicking it. And as a dude, you know what you're trying to do. You trying to link up with somebody. And contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of these females who want to link up with dudes too. So, and especially if you hook up with somebody who's just in town for a little bit, so you know there's not going to be any kind of long-term effects, or it shouldn't be, or you think it's not, but you're not taking into account that you might be dealing with a dude or a female who might got some kind of STD. You might mess around and deal with a dude or a female and the prophylactic breaks, and you mess around and get pregnant, or the girl gets pregnant. You might mess around with a person that might be trying to set you up to get robbed or to get deleted. You never know. You take these chances, so you gotta be smarter on both ends, man, on both sides. So it says, late Sunday night, while the other men were inside the Airbnb house, Moore and one of the women he met that weekend arrived at the home in the 3500 block of Broward Court. Here's an issue I have with this story, and I'm not finished. It's not too much longer, but why is it that the woman's name is not mentioned? Because let's just be honest, she is not the victim in this story. And matter of fact, her actions help, I want to say, perpetuate the crime that was committed. Because she had, from what this is from the district attorney, so it doesn't say that they was broken up or anything. So she had to have been dating this guy. So with her going out and cheating on this dude, I mean, if she's dating a guy, that means, first of all, he had a. I don't want to tell too much. Let me not tell too much of the story right now. Let me continue. But just remember that. But I said that. Why is her name not in this story? Because she is not the victim in this story. It says, let me go back. It says the woman was Lane's girlfriend. Lane was able to track her using her cell phone location. So you must have got Life 360 or whatever, or what you call it, an Apple tag, AirPod tag, or whatever. If he has he tracked to use her cell phone location, that means he had access to her. Now let's just go through reality. There's probably history of infidelity. Can you be infidelity if not married, just dating? There's probably history of cheating, history of suspected cheating, jealousy, whatever the case. There's some untrustworthiness, some belief that maybe somebody doing something they got no business outside relationship. She's probably, if she met this dude and gone to the Airbnb the weekend that they met, that she met this guy, then most likely she out there in them streets doing these things, and her boyfriend probably knows this and probably has caught her in the past or accused her in the past of doing something, which led up to the putting a cell phone tracker or putting a Life 360 on her phone. Now, I know family that does this. You might, like say, if a girl going out, we always say, hey, let somebody know where you're going. Let somebody know your location, because there's some crazy fools out here. But boyfriend and girlfriend, ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell I would even do no mess like that. That's ridiculous. But anyway, Lane drove to the street the house was on, got out of his car with a flashlight and a handgun, and began assaulting Moore and the woman. I'm sure a conversation took place at first. Probably got out cursing, like, what's going on? Who is this, that, and the third? They dudes probably going back and forth. This fool got a flashlight. Why you got a flashlight? Did he pull a flashlight out so he can, maybe the streets are dark and maybe he thought he was gonna be looking. Maybe they was in a car. Maybe he tracked her to this house and suspected that she may be in the car doing some unscrupulous things with another man, doing something strange. So he comes out with a flashlight to maybe look inside the windows. Cause maybe he thought he was gonna go behind in somebody's yard or peep through somebody's house window. I don't know what he thought. That's the only reason why I think you bring a flashlight, or you got a flashlight because you're trying to blind that dude. Cause you put a flashlight with somebody. Man, they got these flashlights now. My God, they got some flashlights now that you can be like 100 yards from somebody, and that sun gun they can focus that sun gun where it can blind you from that distance. It is crazy. I gotta give me one of those. Anyway, maybe he had one of those, put that flashlight up, try to blind the dude, just try to destabilize the guy so he can start beating him with that gun. Cause say pistol whip him, right? You say by Lane drove to the street, car, flashlight, handgun, began to assault Moore and the woman. He pistol whipped both of them and shot Moore several times. Then he and the woman left together. Deputies with the Harris County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene by using the cell phone data and witness accounts. Sheriff's detectives were able to identify Lane as the killer. He was found and arrested days later. Assistant District Attorney Casey Herring and ADA Rodolfo Martinez, who are both assigned to the DA's trial bureau, prosecute the case. This is a jealous ambush. He ran up to them with a flashlight and a gun and ended up shooting 9 times. Damn, he emptied the clip in this dude. Herring said, people in Harris County want to know that things are getting safer. I pray to God that the justice we seek in these cases makes this a safer place. No, the world is not getting better. It's because these young men are not being raised to be young men. You know how we say that a lot of these ladies are not being raised to be women or wives, red pill community guys, but regardless of who's doing the raising, who's ever doing the child rearing, are not teaching these males, these boys and girls, to be men and women. And it has to start at a young age. Dude, y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend. You're not married. I'm not sure if y'all even engaged, but I guess it's serious enough. If it's serious enough for you to have a Life 360 or some kind of tracker on your woman's phone, it should be a ring somewhere. It should be a family name somewhere, and it should be some children being reared, and y'all living together and raising a family. Because if it's that serious, man, that dude, there's an emotional attachment that is too strong. But this also goes to an issue I have with relationships and abuse. Like I said, we're raising a bunch of males who are too emotional when it comes to these females. And they get so upset and get jealous that they want to they want to off them and delete them, or delete the guy. Like, so this guy just came from New Jersey. He ain't even from here. He don't even know your girl. After this weekend, he's gonna be gone, and guess what? Next weekend, your girl gonna be with somebody else. Period. But so you went with your male testosterone, thought that what, you was going to win her over, prove to her that you was crazy, not to mess with you by doing this. You beat her, you beat him. Yeah, she was a victim because she got pistol whipped. But again, what she did brought this along. Let's just be honest. So what she should have done, since y'all gonna probably say I'm victim blaming, which I'm not, what she should have done is not been dating this guy. If she knows she for the streets, now I don't know if this dude, but forget that. If she knows she's for the streets, she shouldn't be dating the guy anyway. Not this strong, not to where you got tracking devices on each other's phones. Heck no. You don't do that. And so that's where the issue lies. That's where it starts. You always got to get down to the root cause. Again, when I was in school, one of my instructors said, one thing I always remember, she said, in this program, in this profession, you always have to ask why. You ask why till you can't ask why no more. Because you got to get to the root cause of problems. The problem in the real world, what people think is, no one wants to get to the root cause of the problem. They see the end, what happens in the end, and they want to get emotional and deal with what happened in the end. No, okay, we got to deal with that because there's always consequences to any action. But why did this action take place? And one of the main things is this girl thought she could be for the streets. And dude, with the 3 names, you did all this to prove your manhood to a woman who ain't respect you for whatever reason. So now you finna do 22 years and she's still gonna be out here hopping the Airbnbs, doing the same thing while you gone. She ain't gonna probably write. She ain't gonna put nothing on your commissary. You gonna be in the prison, proving your manhood. And she gonna be out here doing the same thing. Nothing changes. Probably by the time the gate locks on your prison cell, she's probably gonna find another dude and probably gonna have his baby in a few months. You gotta look at life like that, y'all. You gotta see life you gotta see past right now. You always gotta look 5, 6, 7, 10 steps from now. Now one of the parts said that what did it say? It said that one of the impact statements said that he drove from South Houston. I can't see it here, but anyway, maybe it was on a different article, but it said he drove from South Houston up to Spring. Said he had plenty, and Harris County is big as hell. I think they said you can take an hour to drive across Houston. So just imagine Harris County, period. It said he drove from South Houston up to Spring, Texas. So he had plenty of time to think about the consequences, and he chose not to. He still went off his emotions. Dude, you have to think, if I go up here and see my girl with somebody, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna run into? You know what I'm saying? If she would have do, now most likely, like I said, it's probably had to be a history of cheating, because for a dude to get out and just start stomping on folk and then shoot somebody, it's not the first time. You know what I'm saying? His emotion and his frustration done built up. And so now you see what happened. But like I said, you got to think, you know what I'm saying? If I do this, what's going to happen? What can happen? What's the worst can happen? And I always tell like youngsters, like my kids and other kids, grandkids, whatever, it's like, whatever the worst you think can happen, trust me, it can be 10 times worse, because your mind is not really focused on consequences. You focus on what might be consequences and if you can deal with it. But the worst thing that can happen is death. Someone dying. or someone, worse than happen, someone dying or anything. So, and that's what happened here. But anyway, tell me what you think of this story, man. Like I said, this is a sad story. Yes, the boy, he was the guy who came from New Jersey. I mean, he was just out to have fun. Like I said, you got to be careful who you deal with, because you just never, you got to find different ways to have fun, man. You just never know who you're dealing with. Now, she's not a person, like I say, you could tell that it wasn't a robbery. But like I say, you don't know who you're going to run into, what that female's about, to who that female is dealing with. You don't know, she have a crazy baby daddy, crazy boyfriend, crazy daddy, crazy husband. You never know. But all he thinking is, I'm gonna go down here, hook up with somebody, bring it back to the house, really knock it down. I ain't living here, so it ain't like she gonna know where I'm living. Then, going about my business, and I don't care. Just come out here to have fun. Again, there can be consequences to that. Her, same thing. Meet this dude that just come from New Jersey, got a nice accent, might be handsome, got a little money, but I'm gonna go there, kick it with him, whatever. Whatever happens. So I've seen instances where, people hook up. You know what I'm saying? That meet somebody that day, hook up that day, and then they go on about their business. You know what I'm saying? It happens, especially with young folk. And then the other dude, you got a girl that you don't trust, because you got a track on her phone. You calling, she ain't answering the phone, so you take it. That's one thing missing in the story that I saw in another article, was that he was calling her and she wasn't answering the phone. So he went to go find her. But he went with a flashlight and a gun. So he already understood what was about to happen. He already knew what the possibilities were when he met up with him, and still did anyway. When he could have just said, man, look, this ain't gonna work. Let me go on about my business. This is what you want to do. Let that be it. Because there's too many females out here that I can deal with. But anyway, man, that's sad cautionary tale. But hey, I did want to talk about something real quick. Like relationships like this is the abuse part. A lot of women need abusive relationships. And for some reason, they feel like it's not that bad. The dude can cuss you out. The dude can put his hands on you. I'm sure this is probably not the first time he done put his hands on her. If you look into the story, probably. And a lot of times these women, they do not tell the whole story when it comes to abuse until it's too late. I know a story just recently. It was two young ladies got deleted by one of the young ladies' baby daddies for whatever reason. I don't know if she was trying to break up with him or whatever. And then they got into it and he shot them both. On the run right now. No, I don't think they haven't found them yet. But they're about to be buried this weekend. And you're hearing their stories, it's like this young lady, and she got like 3 kids with the dude. But the history is the relationship, he been abusing her since the beginning, and she stayed. And I'm like, I know other stories where women in relationship get beat up by the dude, then they mess around, have children. I don't understand, but it's a cycle. It happens all the time. I've seen it too many times, whether it be family members or friends or people I know. They in abusive relationships and they don't get out of it. The next thing you know, they having kids by these people. I don't know what these young ladies are thinking, but we got to train our females to think better of themselves. It's another reason why, like in the previous video, I said I hate when I see grown women talk bad about younger girls, especially, black girls, say something about their hair, their skin color, how they build, whatever. You don't do that. You don't destroy a child's self-esteem when they babies. You build them up and you train them the correct way to love themselves, to understand who they are, what they are, not that false bull crap that they put out where I know my wealth, I'm a queen, I should be treated like this, and you don't won't even let a dude take you to the doggone me Cheesecake Factory. Now that's some delusions of grandeur. That's something totally different. I'm talking about people just being people and respecting yourself and respecting others as being human beings, period. That's it. Not this grandiose, I'm a queen, I'm a king, you're supposed to treat me like this just because I'm alive. Man, please. There's 7 billion people alive. Every last one of us ain't kings and queens. Some of us are poor and paupers and fools and gestures and stuff. It just is, it is what it is. And yes, you are part of that. But when it comes to treating people with respect and understanding and love, you train your kids to do that and to accept that and accept that responsibility. So when they get older and they deal with a fool who can't keep his hands off of, who's abusive to them, they know it's time to get out. They have the support group to help them get out. Because I'm gonna tell you like this here, and I've said this to many people, and I don't want to go on no rant, and I'm about to end this real quick. So, but I tell people all the time, look, women, when you're in an abusive relationship, unfortunately, to get out of it, you got to move. And I said it before in the video, in videos in the past, somebody got to go. Somebody got to go, or somebody's going to go. It's as simple as that. And I know it's probably your home. It's not fair. It's not right. But doggone it, if you want to live in peace, you got to go. You got to separate from this. You got from this person 100%. Change addresses. You got to change phone numbers. Whatever. But it's just what's going to, if you want to stay alive, that's just what you have to do, because these guys, what they're trying to do is control somebody when they can't control themselves. Because if they can control themselves, they wouldn't be abusive. Or if they feel like the situation is where the woman's not respecting them, they would leave that situation. But that's not the case. They're trying to control the situation. And when they do certain things, they may be verbal today, then tomorrow they may throw something at you, or they may throw away something, may break something, tear something up. The next day they may be slapping you. The next time they may be cold cocking you and blackening your eyes. The next time they may be breaking ribs. It escalates because they're trying to control the situation, and the problem is what they're doing. Most of the time don't even warrant that bullcorn behavior. But they're just emasculate. They're not, real men. They feel like their manhood is tested, and so they have to be physical with you. Instead of being like, they feel like they're being disrespected, they feel like doing violence instead of doing something like maybe joining the boxing gym, or going to work out, or going to the gym, or getting a punching bag in the garage, doing that, going to the woods, shooting a gun, hunting, something to release that pent up anger. They take it out on the female, and like I said, they escalate to the point the woman taking it, allowing him to do this, and then all of a sudden she want to say we're breaking up, or she want to file a restraining order. Ain't none of that gonna stop that fool from getting at you. But anyway, hey y'all, all I'm saying is, man, women understand. If that dude say or do something the first time, that's it. Go ahead and end it at that point. Don't linger on. Don't allow him to do it more than once, and then you tell somebody immediately. Because the sooner you do that, the quicker he will back off. If you do it early, if you wait a while, it's gonna be harder for him to leave. And next thing you know, like I say, stuff like this will happen. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story, man. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.